Hello and welcome back to another special screen capture trade time from the General Stone of binary options. Of course, some of you know me better as
a motherfucking PIMP.
That's right, the PIMP of binary options. You can see me now. I'm just going to sign into my trading account. I've given myself about a week off of trading. Sometimes it does get a little bit much for even the more veteran style of us traders, and you know, when you're having a good time and the trades are working well, sometimes it's good to take a break. Same for the other side when you lose a few trades. The last session that I made, I was so certain that I'd lost a lot of cash, but after monitoring back on the results, I realized that instead of a $30,000 loss, which is what I thought I had, I actually ended up with a $3,000 win. Anyway, been an exceptionally busy week or so for the markets, and I'm just going to briefly run down basically what's been happening. There's been huge economic reports on the economic calendar. There's been massive news concerning the US. There's been massive news concerning the UK. Basically, news. What I'm going to focus on now is one of my favorite pairs, of course, the euro dollar. It's probably one of the favorites for you also. And what you can see here on my particular chart is pretty much a 15-minute chart right now. And I think what I'm going to do is just switch it back out to an hourly level. And as you can see right here, what I've actually got over the course of this month and the end of last month, of course, is a nice steady downward trend on the euro dollar. We had, as usual, as we do normally have once or twice a month, some madness, and I can zoom in here. You can see these massive spikes and peaks and troughs, but realistically, if I zoom out for you and I ask any single one of you, where is the trend on that euro dollar? So looking left to right, what is your opinion? Is that price going up or is that price coming down? That's simple. So you can see that I'm actually trapping the range here underneath, and I'm trapping the range here at the top. And if I just move the chart over a little bit, you can see I've got some intersecting lines over here, and realistically what I've got here is just trapping the current level of that euro dollar. So I know it's in a downward trend. We've been stepping down the levels, as you can see here. If I just move the chart around, we can see it's had its spikes, it's had its play, and now we can see what's going on over here, which is fantastic. So looking at a current relative range of about 135.796, let's just call that 135.800 or 799, and at the bottom side, and this is really giving it a little bit of extra space because these candles were mere wicks, they weren't full candles. The bottom price is roughly about 135, 130, but I'd actually move that up just a little bit and say the bottom range is about 135, 187 or 135, 190. You can round it up. We don't need to be so pinpoint on our guesstimates there, but as you can see, we've got this nice range, and what do you know? We're looking at the price, and if I asked most of you, looking at this particular pattern, looking at the way that I've set my chart up, do you believe the price is going to go up or down from where it is here for the next 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour? You tell me. Personally, I think that it's going to be coming down. You can see this wave motion of rise and fall. It's hit the top end of the boundary. That's roughly around where the resistance point is for this lower level. And of course I can add further indicators. I can put pivot points on, I can put stochastic view on, I can put the RSI on, I can put the MACD on, but realistically I think it's pretty simple. We should be coming down from here. So I'm going to switch it through to a 15-minute view. You can see my lines in green, all nice and simple. Switch it through to a 10-minute view, and I think that's where I'm going to remain just for the moment. So I'm going to go over to the platform. You can see I'm logged in as the General Stone, $433,000, 905 78 cents at the end. So I'm trying to get this account to $1 million from a starting amount of 100,000. The next available expiry for me is just under 15 minutes away, about 13 minutes from now, and you can see euro dollar. So I'm looking at the offer price of 135.694. Looking back at the market, I've got a better than market price, so immediately I'm going to come in there nice and strong. I'm going to attack this price. 135.695 is what I'm getting. And on this particular session, what I'm going to try and do for you guys is basically put a line as I make these trades. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky to do that because the price is moving and I want to catch it. And obviously anything better than a market price that the platform's offering me, I'm going to start taking. So I've just taken another 695, just taken right now a 690. That's 3 positions, so $15,000 already up and open. You can see how quickly these trades can hit off, and we can see here 3 positions downstairs and open. And I'm just going to quickly flip back to the charts. It's offering me 690 again. I'm going to take another 690 there, and I'm just going to take one more trade right here to round it off, so that we've got a nice even $25,000 of open risk. I'm going to go down here, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $25,000 of open risk, and the price is skidding around. So I've got my 2 lines there, and I think what I might do is just zoom in a little bit here. But you know what, I'm going to stick on that 10-minute view. It's just a little bit, oh, let's get rid of that line, guys. So basically, for those of you that watch my videos, I keep it nice and simple. Of course, I use different indicators at different times. I do pay attention to the news. I do trade regularly. I am a Forex demon. I am a monster risk taker. But that is how I've made the big money in my life. And there's a lot of you that are coming to me recently through different systems, through different partnerships. I've recently launched a partnership with the guys called the Come Up System, offering just immense, amazing training. They're not offering the guarantee. That's why I partnered with them. They're offering proper support, webinars, lots of good stuff. And I really believe in all of that. So as I'm talking, the price is moving. 135, 681 roughly is where the market's at. I'm being offered 688. So obviously I'm going to take that price with another little quad of trades. So I'm just going to get back to the chart, 688. There we go. And I kind of come back here, 683. I'll take that too. So that's now 2 trades. So 683, 684. Let's put that 684 in there. And as I'm talking, obviously, the price is coming down ever so slightly and even further, which is great for me to see. So I'm being offered 668 right now, which is considerably lower to where I've entered the majority of my positions. Just going to come downstairs to check them all out. Obviously, this video is live for those of you that don't know. So we have 3, 4, 5, 9 positions open. I'm going to get back up to the top to make it a nice even 10. 6, 6, 7. Great. So I'm just going to zoom in here. 6, 6, 8, 6, 6, 7. Couple of lines just over there. So you can see if I zoom in a little bit, you can see where I've got my little groups of trades. And I'm just going to get down and actually check on the price a little bit here. So I've got 667, 668. But majority of them, of course, are in the 80s and 90s. So 695, 690, 688, and so on. At this point, ladies and gents, I have $50,000 of open risk open. So that's $50,000 of my money open on these trades. I'm going to have a quick look over on the tick view. The tick is showing me that it's really coming down from here. The 1 minute view is even more interesting for me right now. And I think that the 1 minute view is where I'm just going to keep to for the moment, so we can see these peaks and troughs. And in fact, you know, I was saying I was going to stick with the 1 minute view. Can you see exactly what I'm talking about here? This is the 1 hour view. It's a pure essence of instinct, monitoring the trend and watching that price movement, watching it bounce off the resistance barrier and coming down the other side. Of course, the trend can always switch. It can always go the other way. However, you will find the more you watch my videos, the more I am able to take these basic trends, have an opinion, and follow it further down. So you can see, as I just said to you before, the ticks were showing me that they were continuously coming down, and they are stepping down another level as I speak. You can see the wick of the last candle just there. I'm going to zoom out just to a 10-minute view where I've done the majority of my lines, and I feel very confident that this is going to continue. So I'm going to continue to attack prices, and I've actually got a better than market price right now. So that's $55,000 open. That's $60,000 open. 2 more trades there at 135, 674. So that's $60,000 open. 674. Much better than market price right there. So in fact, I'm going to get back to the platform. I'm going to try and take as many trades at this better than market price as possible. 676 I took there. That's $65,000 open. That's $70,000 open. $75,000 just about to be open. Fantastic. I'm going to stop there for a minute, adjust my lines. 676. Put a couple in there, and I'm still getting a much better than market price to take my trades. So I've got, $75,000 open. That's now $80,000 open. This will be $85,000 open. I'm going to go for $90,000 open, and again, I'm just taking this price again and again, price target strategy. I've got a better than market price to take my trades, and I plan to take them 100%. So this is $95,000 of open risk. Once this one confirms, you can see the price is just moving, so the platform's taking a few seconds to get this trade processed. You can see the price has just moved there. Obviously I'm making quite a number of trades. Oh, there we go. And this one right here is my 20th trade, and that will be a clean, clear $100,000 of open risk right now. So that's $100,000 of open risk. What can I hope to receive from there? You can see lots of red lights right now, but that's pretty normal. We're still a few minutes before expiry time, and I've got about a minute or two, minute and a half left. Before I'm in lockup period. Obviously expiry is coming in just about 6 minutes time, and I think what I might do is just check out the other times here. I'm still pretty confident on my trades. Obviously I do want the ticks to continue to come down, and this is a great sign in the ticks that we're about to break down another level. Pretty static little behavior for a few seconds. As the price comes to break down another level, I'll switch back to the 10-minute view right now, and you know what, in the last dying moments I'm going to try and get another 5 trades to make my open risk $125,000. So that's $105,000 open, $110,000 open once this one approves. Fantastic. Still getting a better than market price. I'm going to get 3 more trades quickly. So that's $115,000 open. Watch how quickly the platform can get this money on. That's $120,000 open. And this, ladies and gents, is $125,000 of open trades, and I took those trades there at 681 and 679. So I'm going to update my chart, of course. 681, 681, 679, and just in the last seconds I'm getting some nice prices, but I'm not going to take it. I've got just a couple of minutes left, and I've got $125,000 of open risk right now. My potential return, according to the platform, is just about $51,000. But obviously if we look over at the pro charts, we can see that in fact I only have two positions realistically out of the money right now before expiry. The rest of my $115,000 worth of positions are actually looking pretty good and pretty mean, and obviously we're going to have a little bit of up and down. That's the nature of the market. I'm hoping genuinely that the price comes down from this point. I'm now into a 5-minute view. You can see my green targets there. That's why I put these lines in, so it's nice and military style, that you can really see at any time frame what's going on. Looking at the ticks, we're just stepping up ever so slightly, but if I zoom out on those ticks, we can see that we do have these peaks, and it's quite natural. What I'm hoping to see, of course, is that it comes down the other side. All I really need right here, if I go back and show you my chart, and I go back to, let's say, the 10-minute view, obviously that's not what I need right there, spiking up. I need the price realistically to finish in 5 minutes time below 135,674. 135,674 or below, and I'm going to make a resounding massive amount of profit. As it is right now, if I switch into that tick view, it can be quite scary, can't it, when you look at those candles and you see these big spikes come out of nowhere. But if you do zoom in and zoom out, like I do with the charts, you'll get a better feel for what is happening for that moment. And yes, spikes can happen and candles can turn around, and out of nowhere this big red candle can change around and become a big blue candle and stay there. But obviously I'm hoping quite simply that this pattern of coming down in price from hitting the peak, as is quite natural to see, is going to continue. So I'm going to go back to the shorter time frame view right now. The price is just sitting around 135,686. Obviously, majority of my positions are out of the money right now. If the price stays as it is, the platform is showing just about 690, and the price is obviously moving around and around as I'm talking. So what I'm waiting for right now, and I do have just a few minutes left for this to happen, are for the ticks to turn around and come back down the other side. So let's watch closely. as the charts move around. And obviously I'm not very far away, it's only a couple of pipettes in the right direction, but I am running short of time right now. I've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds, just 2 minutes and 20 seconds for the price to come down from where it is right now. 5-minute view, obviously 10-minute view, all the views right now are going to be showing me is out of the money. I'm going to stick on the 10-minute view, and hopefully between us right now we're going to see me come through with a resounding success. What I'm waiting for right here is just a sheer drop off this little pinnacle, this peak, and it's just changing around. And to help me a little bit, I'm going to put on a MACD indicator, see if that helps me here, and you can see the curve right here on this MACD indicator really indicates to me that the price should be scaling down. And look at that, just in time the price is coming down the other side of that cliff, absolutely on the money, in the right time, as I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to speak too soon because obviously I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm looking down here, the price is still moving around. Let's have a quick look. It's just playing around, but the lines are still coming down on my indicator there. I am running out of time slightly. I've got $125,000 of open money. There we go, we've just flashed to the green. Let's go back to the charts. Not too much movement there, but there you go. I've got $125,000 open, boys and girls, and I'm just about to make close to $100,000 of profit. I've only got 2 positions out of the money. Let's have a look back at the charts there. Oh, we're skipping around now quite drastically. Let's get back to the chart. 10 minutes, we can see a couple of positions there just out. Less than a minute to go. I want it to drop down just a little bit more. Right now I'm making $5,000 or $5,250 clean profit. I need her to come down. I do need her to come down, not go up. I need her to come down the other side. Let's have a look there. 6, 7, 8. It's going to be very close. I've only got 30 seconds left. It could be that my positions are going to go way out of the money there and I'm going to make quite a hefty loss. Let's watch this one together, everyone. See what happens. Let's just watch these trades here. I'm really running out of time. Last 10 seconds. Last 10 seconds for that pick count to come down for me. Last 5 seconds. Looks like I'm going to be making a $55,250 loss at the end of that trade. So that's the end of it.